Building downtown.
Hey, this is The Building Downtown. You can follow us on social media at The Building DT. You can follow and subscribe to the show on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm your host, Jason Kelly. You can follow me at JKellyMMA. You can follow my co-host, Amy Barton, at Amy Spell. You can follow my other co-host, Kirill Kasatskiy. That was a mouthful that time. At Apostle Raps. And make sure you actually tune into Apostle Raps because there's going to be some music dropping very soon in English. Videos, mixtapes, all kinds of shit. So follow that at Apostle Raps. APOSTOLRAPS on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that shit. Now, KOTD Grand Prix. The rounds thing is getting fucking tricky. What is this? Round 2 of the quarterfinals?
Quarterfinals part 2. That's what I thought.
Or is it round 5, or where are we here? Quarterfinals part 2 is what we're going with. North versus the East. Just so everything's clear, Amy's going to earn her fucking paycheck tonight, which isn't much. Because of the event was supposed to start at 3 p.m., I'm sure as most of the listeners know, there was a delay. It didn't end up starting until 8 or 8:30. Because of that, I couldn't watch it. Kirill couldn't watch it, but Amy did get to see it, and Kirill and I do know what happened. So Amy's going to be fielding some questions here. It's going to be nice. It's going to be the reporter tonight, the Ariel Helwani of the show.
I can't believe that happened last night, though.
So, first up, we lost Chef Trez and Mac Byron. Did they say why?
I haven't seen why anywhere. I haven't seen anything else about Chef Trez's other battle or battles in the near future not happening. I think he has one December 12th. So I'm not really sure. I saw Mac, I think I sent you the screenshot himself, post on Facebook that there wasn't going to be a battle. There was absolutely no reason that it said why. It was literally day of. And I saw people chattering like, is Chef Trez okay? I hope Chef Trez is healthy. So I mean, like, not to start any rumors because I don't know. But my point is, I don't know if like whatever took him out of the tournament, they told us that was a health issue, if something is not right with him, or if people were just assuming because that was what was said last time. But I didn't see anybody actually say anything straight up.
I read something about URL in the talkback, but I'm not sure who said it and why. It was just a fucking like one of the posts or one of the comments. You know what I mean? Something about URL. I don't know why would URL mean Chef Trez not showing up to this.
I don't know.
So, as far as the tournament battles, Times versus Jay Murda, I heard that there was some controversy in there. There's maybe a possible stumble or choke. And Marv versus Xcel, from what I understand, Xcel does not agree with the judge's decision. Marvwon is the winner, moving on to the semifinals to battle Times. Jesus Christ. But which one main evented? Marv versus Xcel?
Times and Murda.
Times and Murda. Okay, so we'll start there. How was it? I can't wait to watch these battles again. This is such a piss off.
Oh man.
Okay, so fill us in. Give us the recap.
I mean, you're not gonna get some Ben Swayze level shit from me, but it was good. I would say the overview, like highlights, would be that none of the battles, in my opinion, on that night would be so close that anybody could say it was a robbery. However, Jay Murda is one of those guys that his fans ride or die like Diz, and so there were a lot of people that were upset with it. And I also have some commentary about, you talked about talkback, Kirill. There was some commentary in there that I don't agree with, but it was really good. Times was super consistent all 3 rounds. His energy was off the scale, like off the Richter, the whole night. Like he had all of the energy and from everybody. And so that, that really gets you going and gets you hype, I think. But one of the things that I don't like about Times, I'm sure he's a legit dude or whatever, but it was clean. He gets it all off, but he crammed so much into every single second of his rounds that it was hard to even understand him. Like I'm not saying like this is some like rap god level speed, but I mean it was tough to understand. Like the very first note I wrote, because I do take notes when I watch these, the first note I wrote for the entire battle was, I can't breathe just watching Times. So it's hard to keep up with him. So that may not be an advantage for him, especially on a first view judged battle. But But I would say that I could see where everybody was like, oh my God, it's so close, until the third round. I had it 1-1 going into the third.
I saw a lot of that on social media.
And
it looked
was
like
like
pretty much everyone had a 1-1.
Murda got round 2. Oh shit. And then basically what happened in round 3, in my opinion, they both were doing well at the very beginning of each of the rounds, and Murda just was off. Like, I don't know if there were any nerves. I don't know if he didn't have all of his material committed to memory. I don't know if he was trying to get some freestyling. Like, I'm not sure what happened. There was a lot of conversation in the chat that, you know, of the ones that weren't J Murda fans, the people were straight, oh, this was trash, that was a trash rap. It wasn't that bad. But there definitely was like a few moments where I was like, bro, this is so close anyway. Like, this is it. You're not gonna, because Times is flawless. Like, Times' material may not have hit as hard or made as much sense if you couldn't catch every single of his 300,000 breaths. But he didn't stumble at all. And J Murda did. And I think that was kind of the undoing. That's the overview of the actual battle. I will say that what I mentioned in Talkback that I don't really agree with was there's a lengthy post about people, about the fan vote basically being trash. I know we talk a lot about voting on the show and sometimes at length, but hopefully tonight won't be one of those nights. But two things about judging that I want to hit on that I agree with one part and disagree with the other. The one part was with the J Murda thing, that was a big thread in this conversation, was that a lot of times the fan vote is trash because people only get emotional about and remember third rounds. And so then they vote on only the third round. And one of the explanations was that's why Thesaurus lost against Diz. Okay. And that's why Times won against J Murda, because J Murda stumbled in the third round. Times got off a flawless round, and it's bullshit because fans get all in their emotions, or they're not smart enough, or they don't keep up, or whatever, and they're only looking at the third round. Now, what I'll say is we talk a lot about, you know, especially in MMA too. Like, you know, if it's a close fight, you end with somebody, you know, face smashed into the mat at the end of round 5 in championship fight, and you're, you know, 2 rounds to 2 rounds, you might edge that out because you look dominant at the very end.
Well, no shit.
Does happen. Yep. But my big problem with this is a dude, there were a number of them, who were shitting on people all over. There's 100 and some odd comments in this thread. Shitting all over people and their opinions. And I'm like, it doesn't not happen, but this is the worst argument. You are talking about a battle that most people, by and large, who watched it agree was evenly 1-1. The last round was terrible. That's what lost it for him. That's literally what happened. And
so did he pull out his phone like mid-round?
So no. So he had his phone out in every round. The third round was not the only round he was on his phone. I don't know what he was doing on his phone. In the third round, and this is like the only moment of the battle I didn't see. I was actually yelling at the dog, so I wasn't looking at the screen. But from what I understand, in addition to actually like reading and typing and swiping on something on his phone, apparently he like took a selfie or acted like he took a selfie. And there were even more, you know, slight stumbles after that. So I don't know. There was a lot of conversation about did he just fuck up by trying to be cool and include that, and he tripped himself up? Was he reading his bars? Did he not have all his shit memorized? Excuse me. I don't really know. I didn't see that one particular second, but he had his phone out off and on through the entire battle.
Then Marv vs. Xcel?
Marv vs. Xcel.
How's that?
So Marv, and the other judging thing is going to come at the end of this. Marv and Xcel was probably the battle of the night that I would watch again and again before either of the other two.
Okay.
It was good. I mean, I don't want to shit on either of them because they were both really good. Marv seemed to me like he was slightly off in his first round. Not like total stumbles, no chokes, nothing like that. He just seemed like, you know how Marv throws in those weird pauses sometimes where he'll be like, I'm kind of clowning, I'm kind of not, I'm going to do a dramatic pause, I've got good comedic timing. Oh, wait, I'm going to act like I'm listening to the audience. Just kidding, I'm going to fuck you up now kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that. He just kind of ran a few bars back and then would pause, and it just didn't sound like what he was saying didn't belong. It was weird. You'll have to see it. So I got a little itchy in the first round because I was like, oh no, like we get to all these battles where we're like, this is gonna be the shit, this the one for the and like they fucking choke in the first round or the third round, you know. And I was like, no, Marv, and he didn't. But it was pretty close, I thought. It was not like 51-49 close. Okay, I would say Marv's material was better overall. I think that his little weird stumbles cost him the first round. I gave the first round to Xcel. Second round, Marv was like back to back punches. No stumbles. Xcel's second round was good too. That was another one. I had it 1-1 going into the third round. I just think Marv took it at the end. Like, he just was cleaner. I think he had bigger punches. I like Xcel a lot. I really didn't want them to battle each other because I wish they both could have moved on. But at the end of it, the judging was trying to find. So the judging. I don't have it all written down. Where is it? I don't know. Like, but one of them, I'm gonna be wrong, and somebody's gonna tweet us or Facebook us and be like, "I bet you watch these fucking battles, bitch." But the votes on these two battles, Marv and Xcel, and then Times and Murda, were like clear. Like, there was no, 49-51. It was like 80-70 type shit on both of these. Right? Okay. Or 80-70, 70-30, 80-20.
But Xcel went fucking batshit crazy, right? And got himself banned.
I wouldn't say he went batshit crazy. I look, if they had given it to Xcel, I would have been all right with that. But in reality, it wasn't even close. But when they got into like the judges didn't have it close. But when they were talking about judging in Talkback, when they were talking about this whole thing I already went off about, with the fan votes and all this stuff, Troy had responded to somebody in there and said that they actually used 5 live judges for the tournament battles, plus the fan vote, and that the Marv win was 5-1 and the Times win was 4-2. Because the argument was, that's bullshit. I'm not saying fans shouldn't have any vote, but when fans decide the vote and fans are all emotional and only care about the third round, that's fucked up. My question is, the fuck were they doing with 5 live judges and counting the fan vote? What if you had a 3-3 split?
No shit. No shit.
Yeah, then who do you pick to get out, right?
Yeah, it should always be an odd number.
So, but I didn't see them say that anywhere. I did see when they were going through the judges, and don't ask me who all the judges were. I don't remember, but whoever, I know Awkward's was supposed to be one of them.
I heard Matt Hoffa was supposed to be one, or he was one.
He was, yeah, but he wasn't I don't think he was expected to be. So it was weird. Yeah, I remember thinking as I was watching through the night, wait a minute, this seems like more judges than normal, and one of them's in the building, but now he's over at Avo's because they did all of this from Avocado's apartment. They filmed all the battles at the event, but then when they did the live commentary and hosting, they were all over at Avo's. They were at the watch table that had a black tablecloth on it.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know who all was over there. Penn was there, Lush was there, Organic was there, Diz was there. I know for sure. And then one of the judges was there. I don't remember which one, but yeah, then there were a couple. There were a couple online. There were a couple. So then that was my second question. Was they were saying there were 5 live judges there. Were they all local? But then some of them went home, and then you had them online when you aired it at 8:30, and then one of them went to Avocados, and then one of them you recorded live and played later. I was just really confused about the whole judging thing. Huh. It was very strange.
And was does that because of the what was it? The internet was down or some shit, or was it the power was out?
It was the internet. They said the internet was down. I don't know if it was the block or whatever, but Organic said the whole thing next door and all.
Is that why the Is that why you think it came out that way? Because they had to do it, they were forced to do it that way, or is that something you think they intentionally did?
The
The
judging?
judges that had it.
I don't
Yeah.
know. No, I no, I have no idea. And the reason
Okay.
I was confused, let me make that less confusing. The reason I was confused was that the way Troy had explained this in Talkback was we actually used 5 live judges for the tourney. I don't know if that means in person. All judges are live. They're not watching it before or later. They're watching it when we're watching it.
So maybe
However, when you were watching, they
It
would
was
have Matt
recorded.
Hoppe was at home. He was
Yeah.
Skyping in or whoever. One of the guy, I forget who it was at Avocados because he was at the watch table. A second one was at Avocados at one point. One of them was at the venue. You could see that he was clearly there when it happened because you could see
Ooh, that's not right.
before you could see Times in the background. I think you see Organic in the background. Like you could see everybody in the background at the event. So I don't know. Like that's why I'm confused. Like obviously the judges that were going to be there in person were there because they didn't know it wasn't going to happen. So I don't know. I don't know if they were all there and some of them went home and Skyped in. I have no idea. That's why I'm saying I'm confused. I don't know how it was planned. I don't know how it actually happened. All
They
I
must
know, watching it, they were all over the place.
they must have been fucking pissed yesterday
Dude,
for the internet to go down, and we feel their pain.
right?
We've had this happen to us.
Many times. Many times.
Fuck.
And, well, and then after that, when they said, it's going to start at 8 or whatever they said, and then it didn't start at 8, and then I think Avocado was the only one that tweeted. I saw Avocado tweet, "Hey, it's actually going to be closer to 8:30." Nobody else tweeted anything that they were saying in the chat in Twitch. I think it was Troy. I'm not sure. Was saying that they were having a bunch of problems getting all of the judges linked up online. So once they got the things uploaded and then they were at Avocados and they had internet and they had everybody set up with the commentary, they couldn't get all the judges set up. So that's why apparently the extra 30 minutes happened and it started after 8:30. So it was just a mess all the way around. I also want to say, because we didn't touch on it and I didn't even watch the whole thing, but the other battle, Ooops and Ciddy.
Yeah.
From what I did see, Ciddy was on. Ciddy,
I read that.
Like much like Marv, or maybe even more so because his style makes it feel more so back to back punches. I mean, again, it was very clean, high energy. Ooops was just off. I really like Ooops, but he just wasn't. He started off like he does, saying he's not here to battle. He doesn't care if he loses. That's not what his life's about now. And I don't like that, man. Just like when Lou came out being like, I didn't remember my round. Like, all right, but could you pretend like you did? And then if you fuck it up later, you can tell us you didn't really practice or whatever. Like, don't make us suck from before you start. And that's how I feel about it. But I mean, he was just kind of seemed a little off. He seemed like he wasn't prepared or whatever. Plus, his style is just not anywhere near the same as Ciddy's. Ciddy's just like blow right through you like a steamroller and never stop. And Ooops is kind of more chill and laid back. And a lot of people complained about his bars because it was a lot of what you would expect. It was a lot of like, my life is meaningful in politics and I'm out there making a difference and I changed it up and I'm doing shit and, I got a felony and like all this stuff and not really personals or anything like that. So that was, I don't know what the fan vote on that was, but it was something like 85-15 or 90-10.
Holy shit.
Like there was it wasn't competitive in my opinion, and which is a shame. Like I really like Ooops, but it was just everybody was like, "God damn, Ciddy needs more look, Ciddy. Oh my God, we need more Ciddy." And Ooops is dope. We like Ooops, but maybe you should focus.
Ciddy, I read he had the best performance of the night at anyone there. The best rounds of the night. There's some people becoming fucking budding stars in this, like Times, like Ciddy. They're taking full advantage of this shit. And it's nice to see.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. This was scheduled. Excuse me. When we had Penn on, we had to tell him the date of the next event and where it was going to be and everything. And fucking, we were saying the rest of the events are in LA because I think Hayes told us that, and then he said, "Oh, was it all okay?" He said,
"I think I told director, I told somebody because I just heard Avocado say it the same night we were recording with whoever we talked to. Oh, there's Penn."
Okay, so he said something. Penn said something about it being scheduled for Detroit for North and East, which would make sense. And then I saw, and this event was in LA or California, whatever.
Mhm.
And I saw Ock saying that he was scheduled to be in Detroit. Did they say why they switched and when they decided to switch from Detroit to California for North versus East card?
If they discussed it, I did not catch any of that.
Okay. And you
So,
haven't seen anything?
uh-uh.
Strange.
To be fair, also though, like I think a lot of any kind of announcements or anything that would have happened just kind of got thrown to the wayside if they weren't like super important. Because the other thing I will say, if there was an upside to the internet being out and everything being so delayed and everything kind of being fucked up, and certainly not ideal, was that because of that and because everything was just kind of uploaded and because the commentary was kind of not live, it was obviously like a watch episode.
Okay.
It literally was like I wasn't at all exaggerating when I say it was Lush sitting at the watch table, but the watch table had a black tablecloth. Like I wasn't like trying to paint a mental picture of what it seemed like. Like that's where they were. And at the very beginning, it was Lush and Organic and Penn, and then Organic disappeared, and then Penn was gone for a while. Penn came back. Diz came in for a hot second. I don't remember what fucking blabbering he did, but they told him to leave because it was right before judges' decision, and they didn't want him to sway the judges. But
do you think this hype time's up by saying that he already wrote a verse for him and everything?
yeah, I mean a little. I don't think intentionally. I think he meant that when he said it, but no, what I was going to say is the upside to this was because of all that fuckery and because everything was already recorded and just uploaded. Think of a regular event. This shit took like an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and a half, because there was nothing in between. Like literally it was, how long does it take to switch from judge to judge to judge? You know, there was no Ben Swayze. Some of these guys were last minute. So the judging, there were maybe a couple instances where whoever, not even the same judge each time, but like where a judge said more than like 3 or 4 sentences. The rest of it was just like, yeah, it was clear for me. It was this person in this round, this person in this round, this line hit, this line hit. Sorry, man, that's how I called it. I gave it to Xcel. I know I was the only one, but I gave it to Xcel. Peace. And like that was, each judge was pretty much like that all night. So it was just so fast. Like it was like Lush, Penn, Organic talking for like 5-10 minutes at the top. They played the battles. There was nothing between the battles because it was already uploaded. It wasn't live. They went to the judges. Boom, went back to Lush for 2 minutes. There were no interviews because the battlers weren't there. Next battle, here you go. And then there was a battle short because it was super fast. Like I was like, yo, this is crazy. Maybe we should upload them. But it definitely took away from it. And also, I was not watching the stream like it was my job. But if the live views got over 3,000, they didn't stay there long because I don't recall them breaking 300,000. I'm not saying
that was really unfortunate because during the thumbnail time, I was refreshing the page from 3 to 5, and there was periods of time of 11,000 people, 15,000 people, and the chat was on fire.
Oh yeah, yeah, for a long
amazing. Time. I was sitting and laughing myself, man. It was fucking amazing.
No, chat was really good for a while. Actually, I think before they realized that the internet was like out, like other buildings next door to them didn't have internet either, kind of out. They really seemed like they were making it a point to like be in the chat because they were. And if Troy was doing the Twitch chat, like which he said he normally does, he was on fire, man. Like that dude was typing like a machine. Like I type when you hear me not unmuted, and I was like, damn, y'all just sitting here having whole conversations. It was fun, but yeah, something happened. Like I said, with the judges, Awkwards was supposed to judge. I think maybe Shoddy. Somebody else. I don't even remember now. Both of them couldn't at the last minute. Bishop was in the chat room being like, "Call me, I'll set up, I'll judge," and it just seemed like the whole night was a problem.
Bishop would be a fucking awesome judge.
Right?
Holy shit!
Right. So somebody. There were some funny fuckers though. Like obviously, if you pay attention in the chat, like somebody was like something like, oh, this just in, the cable company in LA said that the cable went out because it couldn't withstand the giant mirrors in the building. And most of the chat was like, mirrors? What kind of fucked up company is that? And Bishop's in there, take the fucking mirror down! And I was like, did none of you, like nobody, and I was like, you know what? The fact that nobody even reacted to Bishop being like, take the fucking mirrors down tells me that it's good for KOTD because these are probably a lot of Twitch people that didn't get it. So like, good for them if they have a lot of Twitch folks.
Yeah, but the unique I don't know subscribers, but unique viewers. It's up each week from the beginning. They're getting a lot of unique viewers, so they got to be Twitch related.
Well, they're breaking into a whole different world, right?
Yeah.
These people had no fucking idea you can just stand there and just shit on somebody for 3 minutes.
I want to next time we have Troy on, I want to know how many votes they average for each battle. Now, a lot of the views are, different. Obviously, you can have 1 million views and here's Show Off and Murda, or you can have 2,000 views for Xcel and Marv, but which is crazy. But the one point that I did agree with, to go all the way back to when I was babbling about the post and talkback, that I do agree with is that the point was made over and over again that for the Twitch vote, it might be, if it was possible to set it up this way, more fair or more advantageous to have the votes go by round. Because whether or not you really do only react to the third round or you don't remember the rest of the battle, people don't have to watch shit. You could literally log in for the last 2 seconds of any battle and vote and log back out. You don't have to have watched any of it, and you can still vote.
Yep.
So I thought that was an interesting comment. I could get down with round by round voting.
Yeah, you could literally log in after the fucking battle while the polls are open.
Yep.
And just vote.
So I
mean that was all of that was known and considered before it, right? Like when you have an online vote, viewers vote, the friends are gonna vote, the fucking, you know what I mean? It's gonna be more of a popularity contest. All of that shit should have been considered, right? So they knew what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also don't know if it, like, especially being that they're not giving them 5 minutes between each round to let the fans vote. I think that would be a bigger problem because you're stopping the flow of the battles and you're adding a lot of time to these events.
Yeah. I don't think each round would be sufficient for this.
But
I mean, unless you have a couple of seconds there, you know what I mean, between the fucking rounds to click the button.
But
or it would be like, it would have to be an ongoing
seconds.
thing. You would have to you would have to be able to vote for the first round still while the second round going on. Shit like that would have to be happening.
Or make it like a 30-second vote, because really, if you're actually sitting there watching it, it doesn't take you but 3 seconds to click the fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
True.
I mean, 5-minute vote like we have now between rounds, I'm not here for that. But, I also don't agree that the fan vote is as big a problem as this discussion was making it seem like it is on this particular post. So, but that being said, yeah, man, like, these people, whether it's a popularity contest or Twitch votes, that Twitch voters don't know what their watchers that don't normally watch this log in, I don't think it's a big problem. I don't think there are 20,000 people logging in the last minute of each battle voting for their friends. I think it can happen, but just as a matter of, like, if y'all think it's that big a problem and you have that many people complaining, like, figure out a way to do it round by round. I like the idea. I would love to vote every round. I mean, we take notes because we talk about it at the end of the show, and so it's easier for us to remember what the fuck to talk about. But if you're not Ben Swayze, typing 1 million words a minute and still consuming every single bar, I don't think that you're just automatically basing everything on the third round, but it's hard to remember every fucking thing.
So we got Times versus Marv and Saint versus Disaster in the semifinals. Who are you surprised it's here?
Oh, man. Xcel. Xcel.
It's not.
I know. I think Times is the obvious surprise for most people in that lineup.
Yeah.
I think everybody wanted Saint to prove himself as much as he did. I think Diz was a given.
I've seen somebody say that this is the only one that lost every battle and still winning.
I think I've said that on every show that we've had. I think I'm partially kidding when I say that. But, oh God, who was it? There were a couple people with pretty decent, like, funny Diz judging bars on yesterday. And I can't. Marv definitely was one of them. Marv had, I think it was in his third round end, or I can't remember, but Marv had one in there about, like, they should come to Detroit or whatever, but that he was saying, if he wants any chance to even kind of win, that he's bringing his own judges with him.
I saw something about that. And they're off. It looks like this weekend. There is
They're
no
off.
event.
The next event is December 20th.
December 13th. It says
Oh,
on the
we're skipping this
bracket.
weekend?
They said December 20th last night.
Okay, well, good thing that's cleared up. On the bracket, like the graphics, it says December 13th.
I don't know.
So, December 13th or December 20th, the tournament continues.
Either way, it's still 2 or 3 weeks, so it's still a longer break than we've had.
Yeah. There's definitely nothing next week. I don't see that date anywhere.
Mm-mm. Well, no, I think that's right, because if I recall, I believe December. Let's see, because the final event, the final battle, fight. In my head, I couldn't even finish my sentence because that's what my head was saying. It's like the whatever that date, Sunday or whatever it is, right before New Year's. So unless they're giving them an extra week to come up with some, material, and they're putting it on the 13th. They said the 20th last night, but I don't know.
So, is there any other things from yesterday that need to be pointed out? There was no Awk, which is sad.
It was sad.
It's always sad. There's no Awk.
Did you see him posting about people DMing him about the stream?
Yeah, I fucking retweeted it, and I said, fucking don't believe him. He also has a copy of Dr. Dre Detox.
Yeah, my bad. That's right. He posted on Facebook, too. I wonder how many people hit him up.
Oh, I'm sure a ton. I wonder how many people hit Troy up.
Oh God, I did not feel bad for Troy. Matter of fact, what did I say in the chat room? It was so funny. He was laughing. I said, "Our robbery is really robberies if nobody's here to see them live." But no, what else? I'm trying. No, there's nothing else from the actual event that's worth noting. I'm trying to think. I remember there were like multiple things that I saw today that I thought were funny. I think I sent you guys a couple of them. I know one of them was. Did I send you guys the one about wouldn't it be crazy? Yeah, if Marv brought Eminem to LA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Yeah, that was the ultimate prop.
But imagine.
Yeah, Nakaya posted that, didn't he?
Yeah. Like he was like, it just popped in my head and it was funny. So like, I don't think that's foreshadowing. I don't even think that's possible. Honestly, I don't think I would have any interest in doing that. But holy shit, would that be hilarious, right?
That would definitely blow up.
Fuck, that would be crazy. And if there's anyone who could do it all of battle rap, it's Marvwon.
Right.
Yeah, he's like legitimately friends with Eminem.
Right.
They talk.
Bring Royce. At least bring Royce.
Did you watch Marv on My Expert Opinion, him and Quest?
I did not, but I keep hearing about it.
Oh, fuck. It's amazing. And yeah, Marv tells a story about, like, he went to Eminem's place recently. And when they came in, Eminem shook everyone's hand. And Marv was like, what the fuck, you're not going to shake my hand? And he said, not until they battle again. And he was saying, too, there was another time they were at some battle rap thing. And Eminem was fucking Eminem megastar. And he was up in, like, a balcony. And people didn't know he was there. And... Or no, they did know he was there, but you couldn't see him. I guess that's how it was. And Eminem was fucking pissed off afterwards that people knew he was there and nobody called him out because he wanted to go down and battle. And Marv's like, you're fucking telling me you would have just went down there and started doing fucking freestyle battles and shit. He was like, he said it's just in him.
I would have given him somebody a year, though.
I don't buy it. Let's see it then. Make it happen.
Marv's got some Marshall stories, and that's a great episode of My Expert Opinion. Every episode of My Expert Opinion is good. If you like battle rap and you don't know about it, check out My Expert Opinion with Math Hoffa and Misfit and Knowledge.
What's funny about Marv, though, is that I noticed and found it funny that when he battled Sharon came heavy with the D12 name drops and references, and Marv did not. But he did have a few of them yesterday. He did some... He went extra Detroit-y yesterday compared to when he battled Sharon.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember I don't remember it all now. The first one that I recall was a bizarre bar, of course. But
well, Xcel is a little gangster, right? Couldn't trust fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't trust fun. That's hilarious. When Quest made fun of him for that shit.
So that's why Marv brought a little more darker shit, right? I assume Detroit would be a little more gangster, right?
Well, they said they weren't going to do personals, apparently. But Marv got a little personal with it in the third round.
Really?
He was he. I mean, nothing like, oh shit, maybe they're not boys anymore or anything like that. But yeah, no, he brought up some shit about Excel's past and about you know, what a fuck up he used to be and how he was homeless and all kinds of shit like that. Yeah. And he didn't in the first two. And on a side note, I feel like, and I've thought about saying this before now, and I always don't, because I'm like, I know what Jason's gonna say, and we're gonna argue about it. But I don't know. I don't know why, but I do know what you're gonna say if you're on point. Xcel reminds me of a thinner John Howard, and it drives me crazy.
I didn't think who John Howard was for a second. Taller too, though.
Is he? Well, they're both kind of not super tall dudes.
Really? I thought Xcel was like 6 feet.
Nah, come on.
John Howard's little.
Okay. I don't know if Xcel's 6 feet though. But either way, and every time
I see it. I totally.
I'm so glad. No, every time I see it, I'm like, I can't say it because somebody's gonna be like, why? Because he's a black dude and he's from Boston. But like in the face, like he reminds me of a thinner John Howard.
Yeah, he does.
Who's John Howard? Definitely not the guy that popped up on my Google.
Krill got another white guy. It's like when we were gonna have before we had Ron Fraser on. Krill spent the day researching some fucking white accountant in his mid-40s, wondering why the fuck we're gonna have this guy on.
Fuck.
He's a UFC, or he's an MMA fighter. He was in the UFC for a while.
Yeah, he also beat up a fucking terrorist once.
Well, this John Howard was in South Park, so fuck you guys.
Google John Howard MMA or John Howard UFC.
John Howard beats up Boston terrorist. Okay, so I guess that's it. That's the recap provided by Amy Barton. Bars Bells. Triple B. I'm telling you, we're gonna get you a battle.
Yeah.
We need people to hit her up on Twitter, start talking shit to her.
It's gonna be Steffi.
All right. For Amy Barton, Kirill Kasatskiy, I'm Jay Kelly. This is Building Downtown. We out. Peace.
Building downtown. Building downtown. Building downtown.